What is one thing that business owners and entrepreneurs don't understand about the power of content?
So the first thing you need to understand about content is reach. I think the biggest misconception, the biggest myth we have is we need 1 million followers or we need 100,000 followers to create content. You can have 500 followers or 1,000 followers and still make $1 million. That's the power of content. Have you ever thought of something and seen an ad about it or seen a post about it? With the current status of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, it will reach the person that you wanted to reach without you even knowing that.
Oh, really?
Because there's never been a better time than today. But the ones that are not are missing out on an opportunity. With AI coming in, a 19-year-old can finish your business by using AI and creating content. Tomorrow you will sit not creating content and tell me, like a BlackBerry or like a Nokia, somehow we failed. But your decision on not creating content right now could really impact your future business. Hey Prabhu! Even if one person goes and doubles their revenue or grows their business by 10x by watching this video, it's a job well done by you.
Before we dive into this conversation with Floyd Tavares, Creator Studio Goa is an all-in-one video production house located in Polvaram in Goa, where you can do this on a regular basis. We have all the cameras, mics, lights and professionalism that you need to create consistent content. And if you're looking to do this on a regular basis, we have just launched the Creator Studio membership program. If you become a member, every time you book an hour, you get 1 hour absolutely free. These are the perks that we have for our members. In fact, check out what Aniket Patil said. He, in fact, was referred to us by Floyd, and this is what he has to say.
Just recently, we were approached by a big hotel brand, right? Massive 5-star hotel brand, have hotels across India. After the conversation, I was like, look, this is my Instagram link, just have a look. So on the Instagram, we've got our projects and we also have the snippets of the podcast. The project director of that 5-star hotel chain went as far as to follow the page of Skyline, to follow me personally, because I am reflected on the page every couple of posts, I'm talking about. So I feel like it makes a huge difference. The consumer knows that he knows what he's talking about, because he's obviously hosting a talk show about roofing or construction. In my opinion, it kind of gives them an assurance that, okay, now this is the guy we want to work with, no matter the price may go up and down a little bit, but it just puts me in a really advantageous situation in front of my competitors. They are way bigger roofing companies than us, right? 40 years, 50 years old companies. But the issue is they're not reaching the consumer. Now, what a podcast or content creation in general offers me as an entrepreneur is greater reach, because he hasn't seen any of my competitors. He's only seen their quotes. He doesn't know who they are. Now that project director knows who I am. He knows I know about my shit. So, that advantage does happen with podcasts. Thanks, Ryan.
So, if you're serious about building your brand, creating consistent content, and being seen as the go-to, just like Aniket, the go-to vendor among a sea of competitors, this membership is for you. Just message us on our Instagram, Creator Studio Goa, with the message member, and we will send all the details right to you. Now let's jump right into the conversation with Floyd Tavares, business coach, brand consultant, and someone who knows a thing or two about building visibility the right way. Welcome to a new episode of the Creative Genesis podcast, and this time we're doing how to build influence and income with content, and we have Floyd Tavares here. Welcome, Floyd, to my podcast.
Such a pleasure. We're neighbors, but we've never met here.
So. In fact, I've been following you for a couple of years and I love what you're doing. I love the enthusiasm, and there are many interesting things we're going to talk on this podcast. But I know you for a couple of years, but I like to ask all my guests, Floyd, who are you?
Explaining to my 5-year-old, I help businesses grow by changing them from a business to a brand. As simple as that.
Interesting. You have worked with casinos, infrastructure, and helped them scale, right? But I'm going to flip this question around. I'm going to ask you, what is one thing that business owners and entrepreneurs don't understand about the power of content?
The power of reach. Okay. Everyone thinks that content is all about educating, creating, me going out and creating. But the first step, they should understand that why should they create content? Because there's never been a better time than today for them to reach more people than ever. Because with the power of the AI algorithms, what we are speaking today, our lips are going to be red. And if I'm talking about business growth, people all over the world will get this piece of content organically because the AI algorithm is going to push it to people who are thinking and talking and typing in their chat about business growth. That's the power of reach. Nowadays, we think content is all about educating, creating the right content, putting it on social media and advertising. Today, with the current status of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, it will reach the person that you wanted to reach without you even knowing that.
Oh, really?
Right? So, have you ever thought of something and seen an ad about it or seen a post about it?
For sure.
So, I'll give you a story. The other day, I've got a health coach and she had recommended something called as sabja seeds as a part of my diet. So, I had just asked my wife, what's the difference between sabja seeds and chia seeds? Chia seeds and sabja seeds. I just asked that. And she said, just look it up on Google or something. I didn't look it up on Google. I'll say I'll see it later. Trust me, in the next 4 hours, I got a post of exactly the difference between chia seeds and sabja seeds.
Yeah. I mean,
Not
it
a paid
happens to
ad.
all of us.
Not a paid ad.
Yeah.
Which means the phones are listening. Whatever you're saying, suppose you are looking for a mug or you're looking for a gardener. The gardener that's putting content right now out on what are the best tips you can do in the monsoons to save your plants from dying,
Right.
will reach out to the people that are actually looking for gardening tips.
Yes.
But the ones that are not are missing out on an opportunity. So the first thing you need to understand about content is reach. And this, I think the biggest misconception, the biggest myth we have is we need 1 million followers or we need 100,000 followers to create content.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have 500 followers or 1,000 followers and still make $1 million.
Yeah.
That's the power of content,
That's true.
right? So first, understanding the power of reach.
Yeah.
Second is understanding that you don't need a lot of followers to create. Just start. Right? Imperfect execution.
Yes. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Today is all about being real, being natural, creating
Right.
content from the heart. Because I know you, right? I've seen a lot of your podcast. I've seen the way you speak. I want to be real here. Today, I want to tell you unfiltered stories about our transformations, the people we worked with, what has helped us the most, right? Beyond content, beyond business, right? Let's go down to what is entrepreneurship. And because I've spoken to entrepreneurs of all sizes, so I know their struggles, I know their victories, I know their challenges. So let's have a conversation over coffee.
Absolutely. I love what you said. And just before this recording, you said, Ryan, don't call me an influencer because I don't have that many followers. But I'm probably making way more money than people who have 1 million followers. So it's definitely not about the number of followers, right? I want to ask you another question. What do business owners and entrepreneurs need to understand before creating content? One is they'll get more reach. One is that they are more searchable. But what is it that they need to understand about before creating content?
I think let's twist it a bit.
Okay.
Before creating content, why should I create content? So there are multiple benefits of creating. One is the reach, which is the end goal. But have you ever realized that entrepreneurs don't learn, right? So basically, people go to business school, they go to fancy consulting jobs. But after school, entrepreneurs normally stop learning. They stop learning. They stop going to business.
Formal education.
Formal
Yes.
education, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they'll do a course or two on a weekend, on demand, they'll do it. But there's no consistent way of learning.
Well, don't you think that life is a learning journey every day?
It is a learning journey, but when you start recording content, you start studying.
Oh, really?
Right. So today, you're, when you were learning about writing the questions for this podcast, you would have studied about brands, you would have studied about transformation, you would have studied about coaching. Now that is itself the best learning you can get.
Yeah, I get you.
So when you're creating content, so today you're creating content on what are the 5 tips, what are the things to do before a shoot. Now you are studying that. Now that becomes your number one learning tool, which is beyond any education that you can get.
Absolutely.
Because the first step is you're not only creating content, you're upskilling yourself by creating content. And then when you deliver it, it is the best way to teach yourself is to go and train someone.
Yes.
So training or creating content.
Yeah.
So that's the power of, first step is you start learning. Second step, you start teaching. When you start teaching, you start inspiring. When you start inspiring, you start attracting. When you start attracting, you start making more money. As simple as that.
I love that. I mean, so one of the things that I like to do is teach. And what I realized about teaching is that when you're teaching somebody else, the biggest learner is yourself. You know, because even to teach, you have to learn way beyond what you're going to be delivering. You know, I may be teaching just one subset of topic A, but I have to know the other subsets because I'll be asked questions on that. So yeah, I totally
100%.
relate to that.
Yeah. So again, I want to twist every question that you say.
Right.
Let's go back to ground. Let's twist and have another take on what content is, right? Why do we learn content? It's not about a mission to, many times if you ask a content creator, if you ask an influencer, what's your goal? They'll say, I want to reach 1 million followers in 1 year, 5 years. It's all a vanity metric, right? But the real sanity metric is I want to make XYZ, money in my business, right? So if you are an influencer and making money through content, that is limited. But if you are a business person and using content to influence your money making, that is the maximum exponential growth you can get for your business. Because content can be scaled.
Right.
Reach can be scaled through content. So use content to influence your business. As a business person, it's the most easiest hack, easiest cheat code today to grow a business is create content and start influencing on your business. Now you might be in the business of podcast, but tomorrow you go start reviewing, say restaurants, or you start reviewing food. It's not connected to your business. So don't influence for the sake of influence. Influence to help your business grow.
That's interesting. I never thought about that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you said it's easy. I don't think many people think it's easy.
It's a limiting belief.
Really?
Right? I couldn't, a few years back, I never spoke on camera. I couldn't, and I had a lot of filler words, e. My first test podcast that we did, my first test recording, got rejected by the team. Rejected by the team. Sorry, we can't put this out. It's bad. Okay. I'm saying it's easy. Why? Because you have to start without any judgments of yourself. If you start with judgments of yourself, it has to be like this. I have to create content a particular way. I might factually be wrong. I might be saying things. So there are a lot of limiting beliefs. It's easy to start, right? But it's very difficult to continue.
So then would business people even want to do something that's difficult to continue?
Anything in life, what pays off is consistency, right? So again, it's easy to start, difficult to continue. That is why only 5% of people actually make it big in business, because it's the hard work, not about content. I'm talking about the daily hustle, the daily, the routines. Creating content is a routine. How do you create content? Not every day, but how do you, once a month, by design, can I create content? Or can I send one? Even sending an email is content, right? If you're scared of the camera, ensure you have a nice storytelling emailer that goes out once a week. But that's, starting it is easy. Sending one email is easy. But doing it every week is difficult for 1,000 days.
So any content. It could be written, it could be Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, it could be picture content, graphical content.
If you're a photographer, put a photograph every day. Right? But ensure that it is real content.
Right.
It's real content.
So you said the question is, why should businesses and entrepreneurs create content? One is reach, right? What's the other reason they should?
Influence, 100% influence. So in social media, we want followers, right? If you're on social, we want followers. As business leaders, we want influence. How many people am I influencing, right? Your followers you will start influencing your followers, right? So even if you have a group of 1,000 people that are following you, and you are in a position to influence them on your movement, that's the ideal goal. Okay, I keep saying we are never marketing; we are always creating a movement.
Okay.
Right? We're not marketing; we are creating a movement. For example, your movement is not. You could be marketing a podcast, but you're on a movement to capture stories.
Right.
Right. So, for example, we are on the movement to create the Leap Entrepreneur. What's a leap entrepreneur? A leap entrepreneur is an entrepreneur that loves what they do,
Right.
is energetic, high energy, because energy attracts people, right? So your movement, which is a global movement, it's never a local movement,
Yeah.
is to capture stories, right? Because you're in the business of capturing moments,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're in the business of capturing stories which inspire, because that one story can inspire someone and change someone's lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So when you put a podcast out for you, for someone else, that could change someone's life.
Mm.
So your movement actually has a lot of influence via to change someone's life.
So one is reach, one is influence,
Yes.
right? For a business person, for an entrepreneur. Why else should they create content?
So again, the second point I told you was to learn, right? Create
To
content to learn,
Correct.
right? So that I'm the learn. So GIM Goa Institute of Management is one of our client. Their tagline is the learning never stops,
Right.
right? So when you create content, the learning never stops.
Mm.
One very underrated part of creating content is to attract your tribe.
Mm.
Okay, when you scale, you need to attract the right people into your business. This is the right investors, the right employees, the right contractors, vendors. At the end of the day, people are what builds your business, right?
Correct.
And you have to attract the right people.
I love that. And I've seen that. I've seen that so powerfully after I started creating my content.
People will say, Ryan, can I work with you?
Yes.
I want to be a part of it. I want to learn with you.
Yes.
So content, and when you get the right people that follow you for the movement, follow you for your passion and wants to align to what you do,
Right.
that's where you start getting the right business output. And when you get the right business output, your clients are winning because they are being served better, they're being delivered better. Like your team here is excellent,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the clients start winning.
Yes.
But if you have someone joining your team only for salary, because you put a classified ad out there,
Correct.
and he doesn't align with your vision because you want to build a podcast studio that's truly world class, and you know, we have 1,000 branches all over the world, and that person is only coming in for a 9 to 5 and wants to take home a salary and go, then there's a big misalignment.
Mm.
So it helps create something called as an aligned business, because you get people who align to your business
Mm. Yep.
and helps you align your dreams and goals towards where you want to go.
Absolutely. I love that.
So that's a very underrated part of creating content.
Many people don't speak about that, but in fact, that's what even I have been thinking about recently. Like recently, an intern joined us. He just moved to India from Denmark. Okay, he's now living in Goa with his girlfriend, and he saw my podcast studio. Like he came and met me. He's like, "Hey, can I intern with you?" I said, "Sure, man. I'm always open to interns."
That's my case.
Yeah. And recently we are working on a new concept of podcast.
Okay.
And it's a kind of like therapy. Okay. So,
Therapy.
yes. So he sitting on the chair because he has studied design for play. He's been under therapy for a long time. So he's also gone through therapy. So he knows what therapy does. And I was the first guest on that podcast. Okay. So I was lying down on a sofa looking up. Camera is right above me and I'm looking at the camera.
Oh, wow, you're looking up.
I'm looking up. Okay, so it's a new IP that I'm coming up with. So it's going to be out soon. But yeah, you attract your tribe. I love that. I really love that. So creating podcasts goes hand in hand with personal branding, right?
100%.
What do entrepreneurs need to know about building their personal brand, and what do they always get wrong about personal branding?
People think personal branding is you have to be a celebrity, or you need to be a sports person to have a personal brand.
Yeah.
The funny part is, whether you like it or not, your personal brand is always built. If you show up late for meetings, this guy is always late.
Mm.
If you are always underdressed, this guy dresses up shabbily. So your personal brand is built whether you like it or not. If you're always complaining about our staff, if you're always complaining about the people around, always talking negative, then your personal brand is this guy always complains.
Mm.
So whether we like it or not, our personal brand is always built. Now the best part of personal brand is it can be designed. So let me tell you a story of Shah Rukh Khan.
Right.
So Shah Rukh Khan, there was one point in his career where he was doing all types of films. He was doing
Action,
suspense,
and this
everything.
and that. Yeah. Different genres.
Yeah, different genres. So he was not getting known for anything.
Right.
So then he met an image consultant. I don't know the exact name of the person. And he said, you have to be known for one thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What is that one emotion you want to own?
Mm.
And then through deep research, they realized like the Indian housewives, because their husband's always out working, don't get the love and affection that they want. So they look up to this one character. So they relate to love. So he became that ideal dream boy. And then all the films that he did had to be associated with love.
Right.
Any other film would impact his
Brand
image.
Got it.
Right? So personal brand is not only about going out there and dressing well and speaking well and coming on the newspapers, but first about defining what do you want to be known for.
Yeah.
So when you say love, it is Shah Rukh Khan.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
So like Donald Trump, what is that sort of a personal brand, Rahul? Right? So find out what is. Let's do an exercise right now. All of you watching who wants to build a personal brand, write down what are the 3 things you want to be known for. Right? What are the 3 emotions you want to connect with people? You want love, you want trust, you want friendly, you want... What is that? Okay, and then start building your personal brand on that. Then you start creating content on that. For example, we want to be known for transformation. We want to be known for the word leap. So you'll hear a lot of word leap coming out. We want to be known for the word brand. Brand transformation, matlab. So that's how personal brand starts, right? For example, Shah Rukh Khan is love. Shah Rukh Khan talks about love. Shah Rukh Khan is love. Shah Rukh Khan is love. Shah Rukh Khan is love. Then love equals Shah Rukh Khan.
Consistent. Right.
That's over a period of time. Love equals Shah Rukh Khan.
Got it. Yeah.
But you have to be known for that one emotion. So personal brand is all about owning that one emotion. It's success. If you're a health coach, it could be energy. It could be fun. If you are a mother and a mom influencer, it could be care. It could be anything. But you can't be 10 things to 100 people.
Got it. Yeah. You have to consistently work on, you said 3 words, right? I got to
Ideally
work
3,
on that. Yeah.
The universe is a very weird thing with the number 3, right? Everything, the power of 3 you've heard, right? Even the phone numbers, when you write it in patches of 3. It's easy to remember.
Correct.
Nike, just do it. Your most powerful slogans comes in 3.
Correct.
Just do it. Because your mind has great affinity to remember things in packs of 3. You go to a Starbucks, you have 3 options for a coffee. Okay? Short, venti and whatever, right? So even in your pricing, even in your personal brand, everything is the power of 3. Even when I'm explaining, I talk about everything in 3s. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3.
Yes.
This is the monetization trifecta. It's very easy to remember in 3. Yeah, so think about 3 things. The power of 3.
Yeah. I like that you say that you are not a branding consultant, you are a brand consultant. Why do you say that?
Because there's a big difference between branding and brand.
Okay.
Big difference. Branding matlab logo. Branding matlab color palette. Branding matlab ad. Fonts. But when you go to a 5-star hotel, say you go to a Taj, do you go to a Taj for the logo? You go for its color palette.
Yeah, I'm just imagining going to one simple dhaba just because it has the Taj logo there.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
make
not
sense.
Taj.
It doesn't go, right? You can't put a Mercedes logo on a bike and expect to have the same emotion.
Right.
You go there because of the standards.
Mm.
Right? You go there because of the standards Taj has set.
Yep.
Right from the interiors to the way they welcome you, to the scent in the lobby, to their service levels. You know that someone will take your bag, someone will park your car. Similarly, if you have to go to a 2-star or a lodge, you'll have to take your own bag in, you'll have to park your own car. And you can expect some amount of foul smelling this. The food might not be up to the mark. The restaurants might not have the right service. But you will accept it because that's the standard you will accept at the lodge or a 2-star.
Right.
But when you go to a Taj and you go to a restaurant and all of a sudden it's smelling foul, what will you say? You'll give it a bad review directly because that's not up to your expectations. So brand is all about the standards that you set. Brand first is an identity.
Right.
It always starts with the identity. Right? So we have something called as the brand trifecta. For true brand transformation, first the owner needs to transform his or her brand. Right? The identity of the owner. What are his or her beliefs? What are his or her habits? What are his or her goals? Right? So that needs to transform first. The identity.
First step is the identity of the brand owner.
Right? Because culture starts from the top. Okay. Then is the identity of the business.
Mm.
Now, what is my positioning? Why am I the only in this space? What makes me different in this space? And then you create your logo, you create your color palette, you create all of the communication to communicate that bit. For example, you are a bank and you want to talk about trust. Then you start using your colors like blue, which is the science of trust.
Mm-hmm.
Then you use your colors, your fonts to communicate the standards that you want to set or the emotion that you want to bring out, right? So, and then the last is the identity. The owner builds a brand, business changes its identity, owner's identity, business identity. What people miss out is changing the identity of the people within.
Mm.
That's so important because the owner will say, yes, I want to go to $1 billion. The business looks like $1 billion, but someone comes to the reception and that person is rude.
Mm.
Or some person calls the call center, they don't even pick the phone up. Is that $1 billion brand? No. So you have to build the identity and ignite the identity of the people within to align to the movement that we spoke about.
Right.
So this is brand, because brand for me is everything.
Correct.
You will only be known for, again, 3 things. Actually, it's 1, because Tanda matlab Coke,
Yeah.
right? Adrenal matlab Red Bull. So 2 or 3, so you'll be known for 1 dominant feeling and there'll be 2 or 3 other sub feelings. For example, Red Bull is adrenaline, thrill and energy.
Got it.
Simple. Now that connects to the positioning that Red Bull wanted. That's why the logo, the bull,
Right.
the bull signifies energy, adrenaline,
The red color.
the red color. So all of this is the science for the brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then now the brand delivers on an experiential level.
Mm.
Someone from outer space jumping into earth.
Mm.
That is the brand.
Yeah.
So nowadays Red Bull doesn't even put their like a big logo, right? If you go to any small brand, they put my logo, make it big, make it big.
Yeah.
If you go to Red Bull, very minimalistic. They just have a can in the hand of the stunt guy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the essence of a brand that we want to bring out.
Another thing that I really love is that as a brand consultant and coach, I used to see that you're doing this work with brands and you're helping establish brands. But the result of that is that their revenue increases, their profits increase. How does one increase revenue once their brand is aligned or once their brand is set up?
Okay, so
I found that very, very intriguing. I was like, wow, I mean, he's not a business coach, but he's increasing revenue by just branding.
Okay, so again, we're not increasing revenue by branding. We're increasing value by transforming the business to a brand.
Okay.
Okay.
Explain that to us.
So a business is an entity.
Got it.
A brand is a living being.
Mm.
Okay, so people want to do business with people.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you personify a business into a human identity, it attracts the right people. Let me give you an example. I'll give you a very easy example with the hotels because it's very easy to understand with the hotel example because there you have different levels of standards. If I were any other boutique hotel, I have a beautiful space, 100 rooms, boutique, a new name in the market. I might have the best interiors.
Mm-hmm.
I might have the best service. But when people, I'm put on Make My Trip. Now when I put that logo or that new hotel chain versus a Taj or versus a Hyatt or versus a Hilton, why should someone pay me this brand a premium to versus the Hilton or Hyatt?
Mm-hmm.
You will ask me, right? Because obviously they have.
And you're saying that this new brand is, the service is better, the luxury is better, everything is better. And they're also charging a slight premium.
So here is how this new brand can actually make more money than the Hilton and the Hyatt. One is by telling the right story.
Mm-hmm.
People are attracted to stories.
Right.
So if I were to build this brand, first I'll understand each and every brand has something called as the 3S brand power.
Okay.
Brand needs to have a story. It needs to have a superpower and it needs to have a standard.
I really feel like our viewers should take like a note and pad and pen.
Yes.
And actually note these things down because this is some powerful stuff.
Yes,
Just please go ahead.
So what gets retained, what gets written gets retained. So if you have a book and pen, please take it
Yeah.
over. So the first part is a story. right? You have three types of stories in any business. The first story is the founder story. Suppose there is this war hero
right.
that has created this, worked for, fought a war in Vietnam, come and now living in this place, and his stories of the war victories. How he stayed in the tunnel for 30 days, and then came out and then saw a particular this, found this particular bullet, saved this particular kid. This is the cloth from there. People will be attracted to that founder story. That is why he realized that in the 30 days that he was in the tunnel, that it's so important to have a good night's sleep, and that's what he wants to bring to everyone and make it affordable. Yeah, so that was one. So that is the founder story. Then you have something called as a struggle story. Every entrepreneur has some amount of struggle story.
Right.
Right. So put in a struggle story. For example, in that he'll have many struggle story. How while building the property, there was this there was this pond that was actually serving so many people. So he decided to keep that pond over there and all of that. Okay. And third are your success stories. Right. So every business will have success stories which they need to keep talking about. These are your testimonials.
Yep.
Because you might say it's better that someone else says you're the best than you say you're the best. So if that hotel itself, when they launch, here's a lot of testimonials of people actually staying there, loving it, putting it out. So first part is the story. S. Okay, guys, as a gift to you, if you want this as a framework, find me on Instagram, DM me 3S podcast, and I will send it to you as a gift. I have a whole playbook that I will give it to you, my gift to you. Okay, awesome. So find me on Instagram and I'll give this to you. So first part is the story. The second is your superpower. Every hotel has a superpower, right? I see, for example, hotels. If I were to market a hotel right now, I have a back problem, and I know that 45% of people in India, 45 plus, 50% elderly people have back problems. But if you go to a 5-star right now, all of them have soft beds, and every time you're asking them, do you have a harder bed or a harder bed? I would just have beds that are slightly firmer, right? So one. Second is, so what is your superpower? Okay, we have beds that don't break your back. Simple, that's your superpower. Every hotel can have one superpower. And the third is the standards. Yeah, so your 5 stars, there are 150 checklist of items to get like a 5-star rating. A boutique hotel can have their own standards. For example, every room has detox water. It's almost free, right, to create detox water. Even if you go to a 5-star today, no one gives you detox water. It's a very simple, cheap standard. Okay, I will give you a pillow menu. Now, if I go to a hotel today, no one gives me the option to select my pillows.
Okay.
Simple, right? These are the standards that I would set. If I were to take over a hotel. Now, these standards, these story, plus the combination of the superpower, this new hotel will be able to challenge the established 5 stars.
Right.
Because it's very difficult to change stuff in established organizations. Yeah, but it's easy to get new stuff in new organizations. That's why this new brand can beat the Goliaths of your 5 stars. And that's how we would work. Now, this is creating a brand, not branding. I never spoke about a logo. I never spoke about a color.
Right.
But I spoke about what the brand stands for.
I love the way you explained that. That was brilliant. So, I know from our past conversations that you've said that in the past 1 year, the brands that you worked with, the revenue has increased by 2.3 times, right? So
2.3x, yeah.
2.3 times, yeah. 2.3x. And that's brilliant, right? So we know that brand delivers. But many a times people feel like content does not deliver. What do you have to say about that?
Ask those people that have said content hasn't delivered, how many pieces of content they've done, and is this content done by them or by a social media agency? Okay. And the brief coming from a social media agency. So, for example, your content comes from your heart. You know what contents will suit you. Rather than you going out to a social media agency and telling me you create 30 posts a month or create 15 posts a month. Yeah. That becomes a checklist item of creating content. How does that agency know exactly what you want? And when have they even asked you? Because they have come, you've given them a scope that 15 posts a month, I will pay you XYZ. The brief always has to come from the owner. This is my story. This is my superpower. These are my standards. Now I want you to go find my superpower, find my story. Tell me what are the standards I can set by studying the people around. What are the hotels in the vicinity that don't have? And now you create content and then tell me if the content fails. You create content for your story, superpower and standard. Not today I'm having one food festival, tomorrow I'm having one Sunday brunch, day after I'm having one Monday morning breakfast. These are all functional aspects. There's no emotion coming out of it. A brand emotes. A business is functional.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now let's get into something practical, right? We've spoken all about why people should create personal brands, why people should establish their business as a brand, the benefits of it. Now let's get into something practical. Suppose I am a founder. I'm just starting. I'm not confident in front of the camera. I'm not very, confident that I can become a creator. What is the lowest effort type of content that I can create to start my journey?
Go to Ryan. Get yourself trained. No, but on a serious note, one of my coaches.
But that is a serious note because I do train people.
That's. I would say that. But one of my coaches told me the best way to learn is go live on Instagram.
Okay.
Once a week. Even if there's no one listening to you, just go live, start talking to the camera. When you start talking to the camera, go live, start talking to the camera. You will automatically build the habit of talking to people. 5 people become 10, 10 will become 15. Now this is for you, this is not for them.
Right.
This is for you to build, but you need to go live because now you're aware that there's someone over there. Because when you talk to the mirror, it's different from when you talk to Instagram live.
Right. Yeah.
Easy way to start off, go live on any social media platform. Just start.
Yes. Yes. One thing that I discovered, which I found really useful, which I discovered recently, but now that I reflect on it, I was good at it in the past as well. So yeah, a exercise that I recommend to people who want to start speaking is to download an app called Random Word Generator. Click on that, take a word and try and speak for 3 minutes. Okay. And I discovered I'm pretty okay at that because what this thing does is that it forces your brain to create content on the spot without preparation. So it takes knowledge from all of your lived experience and tries to create sentences, tries to create a story with a random word. A couple of years ago when I just started working, we made a road trip from Mumbai to Nasik, 2 of my friends. And I said, come on, let's play this game. And I'm going to give you a random word, you give me a random word. Let's try and speak for 5 minutes about it. And I discovered that I'm the only one who was able to do it, So it's a great way to train your brain to create sentences, meaningful sentences on the spot.
I love it.
And I think as a speaker, you can't always be prepared. Like we are doing this right now. I think we are both unprepared. We are speaking out of our lived experiences, right?
100%.
And you did not receive questions in advance.
I don't like receiving questions in advance.
Yeah, and neither do I, So, and I think that this is more authentic. Yeah. So let's do a more practical example.
Oh, I love practical. Come on. What do you have in mind?
I am your guinea pig.
Okay.
I'm the founder of Creator Studio Goa, Goa's first video podcast studio. And I love that you said that businesses should also focus on the story of the founder, right? I'm the founder of this business. Do you recommend that I create more content for my Creator Studio on my life? Is that what you're saying?
Before I even go into telling you anything about content, I want to ask you, before we start any journey with any entrepreneur, do you want to be a leap entrepreneur? What's a leap entrepreneur? Leap entrepreneur is the superhero of entrepreneurs. So we are on the movement to create a leap entrepreneur. What is a leap entrepreneur? Do you love what you do?
I love it. Yeah.
E
So
stands for
L stands for?
love.
Right.
Love what you do. You have to love what you do. E stands for energy.
Okay.
You have to be in the highest energy at all times. Because energy attracts. Right? Your energy attracts your tribe, attracts the right people, right opportunities, and people want to work with you because of your energy. And business is all about relationships. Relationships is all about attraction. Attraction is all about energy. Period. Full stop.
All right.
The third A is action. You might have the best ideas to create the best podcast studio in the world. But if you don't take action, not on a weekly basis, not on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, to move the needle to build your brand, then all of these things that you're doing, to love what you do, highly energetic, makes no sense.
You gotta just do it. As
You
Nike
just got
says.
you just got to get shit done,
Hmm.
right? GSD, get
Right.
shit done. Okay, and the P is to produce the best freaking version of yourself, your work, and share that to the world. If you're the highest energy, love what you do, but your work is substandard, mediocre, your commitments to the world, the way you show up to your clients, to your team, if that's substandard, mediocre, stop the business. Don't work with me. Okay, so P stands for producing the best freaking version of yourself, your work, and sharing that with the world. Now, telling the world what good work. A lot of people say it's showing off. I say it's showing the world what you do. Because there are many people out there that want to create stories in a podcast studio like this. So first you have to commit to being a leap entrepreneur. So do you commit to being a leap entrepreneur?
Yeah, for sure.
Done. So you're in. You've
Okay.
completed the first task. The second, before you even go into your story, is about setting your goals. Because business, James Clear said, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems or standards in our case. Right? So what are the standards that you have as a podcast studio? What are the goals? Whatever goals that you have. Now let's not go into revenue goals. Okay, let us say you want to be top of the mind podcast studio in the whole of Western India or in India in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Or in the world. Okay, you produce the best version of yourself for the world. Right?
Right.
So we have something called as a golden standard, right? GOAL, done golden standard. Wherein you don't set goals, you set goals with standards.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you an exercise after this. I'm going to send it to you as a document. Watch that video. Set your goals. And do this tonight because you've asked me for practical exercise.
Right.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is something we coach all of our students on. Okay, and for you guys, I'm giving it to him. I want to give it to you as a gift as well again. Message me golden standard or just message me goals podcast because then I'll know it's from you. And I will send it to you. DM me on Instagram. Find me on Instagram. Find me on LinkedIn. How to with Floyd on Instagram. Floyd Tavares on LinkedIn. I will send the video and the implementation of the goal. It's the most powerful goal setting tool that you will ever see because it's 7 steps to setting goals.
Right.
Okay, so I want you to set your standards today. Think about what are your standards. What does Podcast Studio bring that no one else brings?
So this is something that I've been thinking about very recently. And one of, we definitely have all the equipment, we have all the lights, we have all the mics, we have all the expertise behind the camera. So people can literally just walk in here and start creating content. They don't have to think about any technical things.
Is that a standard?
Is
That's a
that a
convenience.
standard? That is a facility, and we do it to a high standard. Now I
What
got
is
to
high
decide.
standard? What is a high standard? Tell me what is a high standard.
Great audio quality, beautiful lighting.
That's expected, right? That's expected.
That's
from a
expected, but also not everyone does it to our standard.
But who's everyone? There's no one else.
In Goa, there's no one else, but there's Mumbai, in Delhi, in Bangalore, there are other places, right? However, what I've been considering is this is the only podcast studio in India where you can get Ryan Lobo to interview you.
Okay.
Okay? So where you have an interviewer in-house.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's a superpower. That's not a standard.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's your superpower.
Hmm.
Your standard is what you do to everyone. You don't interview everyone.
Right. I don't.
So that's just not your standard.
Mhm.
I use something called as a SMILE standard to help people set standards.
Right.
Let me give you this framework. The S stands for scent.
Mhm.
Right? If you go to a particular place, especially for physical locations like yours, if you go to an airport, you go to a hotel, there's a particular scent because it's a sensory experience, right?
Mhm.
So S stands for scent. Figure out a scent that this place can have. A signature scent,
I love that. Yeah.
right? The M stands for make it memorable.
Hmm.
Make every visit to your studio memorable. Do you have a takeaway gift
Hmm.
to everyone that comes here, everyone that visits over here? Do you have a particular memento that everyone takes away? That is signature to your studio.
Right.
The I is your identity.
Got it.
Okay, what is your identity? Like Do you have a particular color scheme that people, do you have a particular art piece that is so unique that everyone remembers, wow, I love this art
Yeah.
piece.
So for the Creative Genesis podcast is this.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we need to create an identity of our studio.
Got it.
Colors, materials, sofas that people take back with them. Wow, the chairs, something. And now this becomes a story as well, right? These chairs were actually bought. This was from my grandfather's house which is 100 years home. This chair you're sitting on is the actual chair that someone spoke on. Everything is a story. So the I is your identity. Your L is your language, right? So language. This is now what is the language that your people speak? When your staff, when someone enters, and you enter a 5-star, even the person sweeping will say, "Good morning, sir." You enter a Burger King, enter a McDonald's, they are trained to say, "Good morning, sir. Welcome to McDonald's. How are you feeling today? How can I help you?"
Right.
What is the language that you're bringing? You might have the right language, but does your people, everyone, not only you, right from your DOPs to your people entering, are they bringing the same energy, the same language? How are you today? You're looking beautiful, ma'am. That's language, right? So you have to define all of these. SMIL. E is your experience.
Okay.
The whole freaking experience, right from the place the car is parked to the way the people walk up, the steps, the sofa, the waiting lounge. This is your brand, not just the podcast studio.
Yeah.
The experience when you book a podcast studio, is someone calling them up in the morning saying, "Good morning, sir. Today you're booked for 5 o'clock. I'm looking forward to seeing you." Instead of, "Good morning, sir. Today is just a reminder that you have a 5 o'clock meet." After they finish the podcast, I just wanted to call you, sir, and check with you. How was your experience? Give us your feedback. We are trying to build a global brand. Your feedback will mean the world to us. Thank you for being a part of this.
Wow. Yeah.
Your whole experience, before, after, you have to map it out. Experience your touch points. That includes your experience online as well. If someone is messaging you on Instagram, I would just send him an inquiry form. Please fill in the inquiry form. When do you want to shoot? What do you want to shoot? What do you? This is your brand. The SMILE framework for building your standards.
Okay.
Everything has a framework. Because when you have a framework, you can design. Success is always designed. Make a note. Whoever success is designed. You have to design your success. And for that, you have to design your environment, design experience, design your people, design your language, design your identity, design your method, design your memorable method, design your story, design everything.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay. And how much would it cost for all of these things that I told you? Not much.
Just training.
Not much.
Putting standards.
How expensive is to put a cent?
No, not expensive.
How expensive is to give a small takeaway of say 200, 300 rupees to everyone that comes here?
Yeah.
How expensive it is to get an identity for this room? A signature.
Right.
What does podcast create? Does it have a signature element? For example, the podcast creator studio is all about creating, right? So what element symbolizes creation?
Yes.
What symbolizes? Tell me.
What
Banyan tree,
symbolizes, yeah.
right? So maybe this banyan tree now morphs into your logo, it morphs into your merchandise, it morphs into, literally the bag that you give, right? Instead of having a normal row thread, has like a banyan vine on it,
Got it.
right? You could give roots.
Interesting.
That's how you connect and create a brand for Podcast Studio.
I love that. So let's now talk about a framework that anyone can follow to go from idea to execution, especially when it comes to content.
Idea to execution when it comes to content. Okay, I'll give you a very simple, the best way, I keep saying today, idea to execution can be done with my best friend, ChatGPT.
Okay.
Okay. In today's world, if you are not using AI, you're already 10 steps behind. If you are not using AI today, you're 10 steps behind. So the first question for ideas is go to my friend ChatGPT or go to your friend Gemini or Perplexity, whoever it is, and tell them this is what are the 3 things I want to be known for. This is what I want to create. This is the brand I want to build. Act like my brand consultant. Act as my social media content creator. Do a deep research on what content is actually going viral. Which are the...
And ChatGPT
will do that.
can do that.
The paid one.
Yeah?
One. Yeah. It'll do a deep research.
Wow.
Okay. Tell me the creators that I need to benchmark. I'm an introverted person. I'm an extroverted person. I don't like to speak. I like to speak. go to ChatGPT, give him this prompt, him or her, whatever you want to call ChatGPT, and tell, I want 100 ideas that I could use for my content. 100 ideas that starts off with a hook, talks about a challenge, tells my story, and has a call to action. Has to call to action is very important. Take that, it'll give you 100 amazing ideas. But you have to define what your stories are in all your brand. Let it be a long prompt. You can even give a voice message. It'll give you idea. Your execution is as simple as taking the most powerful device that planet Earth has is your mobile phone.
Right.
Recording it. Putting it out there. Just starting. The other way is to, when you say idea to execution, it's always better to model before modifying.
It's always better to model before modifying.
There are other people out there who have worked, who are already creating social media viral content. Just need to go on Instagram, search for your field. For example, podcast content, podcast creation content. See, go to the videos and see which are the top performing videos. Understand that the top 3 videos, the top 3 creators in that field. Model what they have done.
Yeah.
They have gone through 1,000 reels and posts of trial and errors. They have done that work for you. You're saved on $1 million there.
So basically,
Model,
you're saying,
the best.
don't reinvent the wheel.
Don't reinvent the wheel. The best artists steal, right? But steal, but make it your. Give it your personality. Give it your flavor. Let me say, for example, someone's talking about. Give me an example. Food, right? Yeah. Someone's talking about food, or you want your podcast to be. Someone's talking a lot about entrepreneurship. That podcast. Your superpower is you like music.
Right.
You have a music, your wife has a music school. Can you sing a song like through music, or can you infuse the music element that gives it your personal flavor?
Interesting.
That would make it your own. Idea, you either go model before modifying. Try that, then modify.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to model Mr. Beast, right? No one can be a Mr. Beast because he has his, Mr. Beast is a beast. Find out who are the guys that you really want to model. Who are the guys, which podcast studios in the world are creating the best pieces of content. Model that. And from idea, go to execution is very simple. Just start. Just do.
I love that.
But build your muscle of doing.
Yeah.
Build your muscle of business. Business, I say, is like a gym. We are all business athletes.
Right.
What do I mean by that? If you want to grow your muscles of the body, you have to go to the gym every day. Right? Day 1, day 2, day 3, you won't see any results. You come back and look in the mirror. What do you see? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Does that mean you give up? That's what most content creators or most business people, they'll start something. They won't see results in the first 1-2 months. They'll give up. But deep down, if you go to the gym every day, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, it takes 21 days to 100 days to build a habit. You'll automatically start feeling good. Your shirts will start feeling looser. Yeah, your serotonin goes up, your oxytocin goes up. You start feeling better. Similarly, in business, once you start doing, after 21 days to 100 days, anything that you do for 21 to 100 days becomes second nature. It becomes a part of your daily hustle. So can we be business athletes? Can we put in the reps every day? And I say not only reps plus 1. Right? It's not about pushing to the 10th rep. The coach, helps you push to another 2 reps. That's the one that matters. So get yourself a coach. Any business that you're in. Because a coach pushes you.
Yep.
Anything that we need to build as an athlete. Michael Jordan, Sachin Tendulkar, all of them have coaches. Right? Because your coach, what matters are the small twists and turns. Right? You're lifting a bar. Just a small little twist of the arm is the one that actually gives you the feel of the exercise.
Got it.
And pushing that additional 1-2 reps, that's what brings in the actual change.
Yes.
Faster change, accelerated change. A coach brings in this small little twist and changes into your business. It pushes you to do the additional rep.
Yeah.
Which you as a person individually will say, oh, I give up.
Right.
Okay, so very important for execution as well is get yourself a coach who's done it. Right, who can help you push more, be more accountable week on week. That's why in our program, it's all about accountability week on week. Our coaching program has a weekly accountability. Every week you have to show up, sending your reports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And the small little twists and changes. Now we're using AI a lot, right, in our coaching program to help people twist and change their business faster.
Okay.
Yeah. So execution is all about starting, finding yourself a coach or a mentor or an advisor who can help you push. If you don't have funds to get a coach, find a friend who is good in that and give him accountability rights. Hey, can you check on me every week on this? This is where I want to go. This is what I want to be. Do that. Okay. Easiest way from idea to execution.
Love it. Now, Floyd, I noticed that you are heavy on video content, right? And you've been creating a lot of content. What are your views on video versus written content? And what would you recommend people do when it comes to content?
I don't say I'm heavy on video content. I consistently create content. I am not a content creator. I still don't know to edit reels. I still don't know to upload on Instagram. I know now how to upload, but I have a team that's doing it for me. But there's no doubt about video versus, for me, it's all about video content. Written content, if I was in a technical field, we have to write white papers, technology, we have to prove things in detailed format, right? So white papers, that's where I would go for written content. Or if I really, really don't want to show my face, right? So that's where I would typically go for written content. But video it's three-dimensional, right? You can see, you can, hear, it's everything. And the best part is now with video content, it's so cheap to create video content.
Yeah.
With your phone, with the AI apps that literally can edit videos for you in a second. It's again, I'm not going to tell you how to do, I'll tell you what to do. Get yourself the captions app. Record yourself on the phone. It has a teleprompter as well. Record yourself, tell it to edit it. It'll put the captions, it'll take off the oohs and the ahs, and it'll give you an edited video in 5 minutes. What else do you want? Yeah. You just have to find your story and you'll get the confidence to talk.
And it's not very expensive, is it?
No, it's some $700 or $800 a month.
Incredible. Yeah. So now you can also repurpose video content because you can transcribe that and then create written content.
But again, why I say someone should go to a professional is because, again, if they were to do it themselves, they would do it once, twice, get bored. Right. But if they come to a creator studio and then you pay attention. So when you pay for that content means I'm taking my content journey serious. I'm taking my me being a business influencer serious. Mm-hmm. So when they pay you to create content, your quality of audio matters. Your quality of the video matters. Learn by yourself. But if you're going pro, if you really want to move the needle in your business of influence and grow your business, work with a professional like you.
Mm. Just recently, one of our clients was shooting a video course at our studio. And he does this a lot, with various studios. And he always shoots at a studio. And he told me, Ryan, nowadays people are creating content on their phones and it's okay. But soon there's going to come a time where people look for good looking content, good sounding content, which is professionally produced.
So try putting out a content with a bad audio quality. It won't reach anyone.
Yeah.
Try doing that.
Yeah.
It won't reach anyone. Right? So it's good for starters. Like if everyone has to get started somewhere, right? Not everyone can afford a professional. But the people that can afford and who are not doing are the problem.
Right.
Right? Because you can't go cheap on your way to glory. You can't go cheap on your way to glory. If you have big business goals, and you have the capacity to spend a couple of crores or a couple of lakhs on expensive equipment, but you don't have money to invest in your reach and invest in building your influence, then that's the biggest opportunity lost. Again, because I say there's never been a time in history where you can put up a piece of content and it'll reach the right people who are looking for your content. That's why your feed, right now, if you look at your feed, it is things that you want.
Right.
My feed and my wife's feed is completely different. My feed and your feed will be different. My feed and her feed will be different. Which means you're getting what you want. And if you're looking for sneakers, if you're a sneakerhead, if you're a music, you love rock music, you will get exactly that. So start creating content and start creating good content.
The reason people like good looking content is because they're looking at movies in the theater, they're looking at Netflix, they're looking at all of these TV shows that are created beautifully and creatively. And when they suddenly see something which is created at a substandard level, they obviously notice this is not up to my standard, you know.
Again,
And
standards, yeah.
Exactly. That low standard goes on to the person who creates it. Now, imagine you're like a business owner with a revenue of $1 million and your video looks substandard. People are going to judge you based on that, you know. So it's worth it creating professionally made content. That's what I've seen. And ever since I started my podcast, my video content was at such a level that people said, whoa, Ryan is doing something beautiful. And that's what led to the creation of Creator Studio Goa, because people said, Ryan is creating good looking content. It sounds great.
Do it for me.
Do it for me, you know. And that's why we opened the studio, and people have been so grateful that such a facility is here in Goa, because otherwise it will be a lot more expensive to create content.
Okay. I see why Goa. I think you need to go all over the world. Yeah, very soon.
Maybe. I don't know how that works, but yeah, possibly. But I also like one more thing which you said, Floyd, is that, you know, entrepreneurs are glorified because they make so much revenue, right? But at the same time, the fact of the matter is that there are losses of millions of dollars as well, which they don't show. On the other side, they're glorified because they're worth so many millions, but at home they don't have a family life. You know, they are divorced multiple times. Tell us about that. I loved that you said that, and I think it's very important to also address this.
So when we work with entrepreneurs, the first thing we work on is, what does success mean to you? That's the first question we ask in our clarity session. What does success mean to you? Because success means different to different people at different levels. Different levels have different devils of success. And that answer tells me whether they're a leap entrepreneur or not. Success, you know, if you, in one of my podcasts, Avi Arya spoke about success is peace plus profit, which is, I think, the most amazing definition of success. Having profit and having peace. And many times people chase turnover, which is vanity. But profit is sanity.
Yeah.
Right? So profit and peace. And what is peace? Peace is having an amazing life with your family. Your spouse, your kids, your significant other, your friends. Peace is not having a huge debt to pay and, you know, having sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Peace is having 7 hours of sleep. Peace is having a great body. You know what are the three of the biggest flexes you can't have that money can't buy? One is a great family life. That's your biggest flex. Money can't buy that.
Right.
The second flex is a good body,
Right.
good health.
Right.
Right? So that's the second flex. And the third flex is high energy all the time, which will come in by manifesting the right things, creating the right environment, creating the right business, loving what you do. And these flexes, money can't buy.
Absolutely.
Right? So besides money, yes, you need money as a foundation for all of this. Right? You need money as a foundation. I'm not saying money is bad. Money is great. Okay? But not at the cost of your family, not at the cost of your relationship, not at the cost of your health. How many billionaires out there have like a big pot belly? That is just a few meals away from a massive stroke.
Yeah.
Right? Let's change that. Right? Let's change that fallacy. If you look at a set of entrepreneurs that we have among a group, all of them are energetic, all have the best relationship with their family, with their kids, spend weekends with their kids, and making a lot of money, doubling their revenue almost. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the leap entrepreneur.
I love it. You know, this was a little away from our topic, but I thought it was very important to address the fallacy, right?
Yeah, so it's very important. Why? Because you're branded as that, right? You're branded as a successful guy. Like Elon Musk is a successful guy, but 7 divorces or 7 wives.
Is
right?
it true?
I'm just saying, right? So there are different, like success means different. Yes, a lot of people want, like, attracted to his movement, right? Of taking man to outer space, having people stay on Mars, right? So that's why he's creating the solar movement, the Tesla, the solar tiles, the boring system, all of that. But to an MSME. Right? If you see who is celebrated these days, who are the brands, the entrepreneurs that are celebrated? All the guys who are having valuation of 2,000, 3,000, 15,000 crores. But the real MSME businesses of India, who are actually making up for, I think, around 45% of the economy.
Yeah.
The guys who actually take home a profit every month, 50 crores, 100 crores, 200 crores in revenue, these guys are not celebrated. So I want our Leap movement to celebrate these guys, because for us, their brand is a brand of success, profit plus peace.
I love that.
That is the brand we want to celebrate. That's the brand new version. So when you come into a program, people say, is it a branding program? I say it's creating a brand new you. Because write this line down. It's the best line I've ever seen. Success is not what you make, but who you become.
Yep.
Right? You don't get more by doing more. You get more by being more.
I love that.
Right? So I think that's a very powerful line. So if you really want to increase your revenue, don't do more. Don't do 100 things, 100 emailers. Just be more. Be a better version of yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The biggest concern with today's entrepreneurs is they focus on the gap, not the gain. What do I mean by that? You compare yourself to an entrepreneur who's at level 1000 when you're at level 1. You start your business, you're in a particular business. You focus on the gap and you start comparing yourself to another entrepreneur who's been in the business for 10 years. Oh, he's doing so well, I'm not doing well. But rather you should be focused on the gain that you have. Where were you last year versus where you are today?
Right.
And focus on the gap. Focus on the gain.
I think that's more sustainable, and it's a slow growth, which is...
It's not slow. It's the fastest way to growth. Because if you want to double your revenue, you don't double your revenue by doing more. You can double your revenue by being more, by being a better version of yourself, by learning strategies to grow business, by learning newer ways to hire, newer ways to attract people, newer ways to train. That's a new being. That's not doing more.
I love that.
Right? So that's a brand new you that we need to focus on. Right? And these only come through daily routines. Focus on the gap. Your version 1, your version 2 versus your version 1. Yeah. So focus on the gain, not the gap.
Got it.
And that is the brand new you that we want to focus. That is the brand that we are talking about. Your business brand is built on your brand new you. Simple.
I love that you've shared about that. But now let's come back to content. You're creating a lot of content, but how do you know that this content is profitable for you? How do you know that it's bringing value to you instead of you just creating content and not being able to track?
So that's a great question. Why people think that content is not profitable? Because of something called as social media theater.
Okay.
What is social media theater? People create great content. They put it out there and they take no action. They wait for people to come and ask them. So basically when we create content purely for theater purposes. It is only for a like or a good job.
Right.
It is not for people to say, hey,
Approval.
come and work with me. Because many times people don't even put the call to action in their videos.
Okay.
Simple things like putting a call to action in your video. Hey, if you like this, you want to work with me, DM me. You know, how do you put a playbook out? How do you give your method out? Remember, content is all about giving what you know best, the know-how, giving the know-how for free.
Giving the
Know-how for free and charging for implementation.
Oh, really?
You never give your secret sauce. Like when you come into my program, what is in the program, I will never reveal. Because that is the secret. So that's the wow, that's the magic. But the know-how of why you need to build a brand, why you need to build a standards, why you need to build a story, that I will give out for free. My goal setting tool, I will give out for free. But how to implement the goal setting, how do I follow up with you, the accountability, that I will only tell you once you're in the program.
Got it.
So give your know-how on your podcast. You know, why you should create a podcast. What are the reasons for creating a podcast? How did this person benefit from creating a podcast? How did this person grow their business from creating a podcast? Give that out. But the real people will come to you and pay you for the implementation.
Got it.
So many a times, the 3 big mistakes that content creators make when they don't monetize their feed is, first I told you about the know-how. People give the implementation strategy in the content. For example, coaches people on social media. You tell about the importance of coaching. You tell about the different strategies you have on coaching. But the know-how, people should pay you. The implementation, people should pay you. The first is people give out the secret sauce. Okay. The second is people don't put a call to action. Right? People put great content. This is how you should build your home. This is how, but they don't ask people if you like this. DM me and let's get started to work. Okay, this is the second part. So they don't DM. So the third part is people are not messaging their followers. There's a reason people are following you, right?
Yeah.
Because they can relate to your content.
Got it.
How many people message their followers? By just messaging them whether they want to work with you or no. Only if you ask will you know, right?
Yeah.
So these are the most easiest hacks to monetize your page.
So because we're talking about hacks, do you have any tools or hacks that can help people implement this? Like, for example, messaging their followers.
Again, you spoke about a tool. We have a sales system, which is a $12 million revenue system. This is generating $12 million a year by selling through chat. I mean, so typically you need a call center to grow a sales team. You need a call center. Someone will message you, then you will call them. It's an expensive proposition because you need more people to speak on the phone. And resources are expensive. What if I told you there was a system that you can disturb the person, open the conversation, negotiate and close the conversation, and get an assured sale through chat?
Wow.
And that is a system that we have brought in from the US for our coaching clients.
That's incredible.
That is why I say even a 500 follower person can make a good amount of money on social media by just doing a few things. See, at the end of the day, why are you doing social media? To monetize, right? You're not here just for vanity. Hey, wow, he's doing a great job. You go out in social, and you go out for a party. Everyone says, good job. You're happy, my social media. Is it working for you if it doesn't bring in money?
No.
It's not working for you. And one more mistake people do is they want to be everywhere. They want to be on LinkedIn. They want to be on Instagram. They want to be YouTube. They want to optimize one channel. They want to be on Facebook. Yes, because it's easy to repurpose. But you need to create for one channel. That's why when I first met you, I asked you, is it for YouTube? Is it for Instagram? Depending on that, we will create content.
Awesome. So we are coming to the conclusion of this. But let's just talk about now the big thing, which is monetizing it. So you work with big clients, Floyd. I want to understand what you advise them to monetize their content.
So I don't tell them to monetize their content. We create content to get money into the business. When we advise client, content is one part of the strategy or could be one part of the strategy. Okay, let me give you an example. When it was in 2019-20, I'm an alumni of Goa Institute of Management. And I'd gone and I met the director and I said, okay, we've just started up a company. What can we do? So he said, see, as of now, we have our existing content team. But still come and have a look, see what's it, see where you can fit in. So when we went there, we realized that among the 15 private B schools, right? So GM is one of India's top 15 private B schools. No college institute was creating content consistently at that point in time. So this is one part of the strategy. So we went to him and said, I think we can create content because there's a big gap. And we gave a plan for content creation. Plus, we will drive your strategy. We'll look at what admission is working. What's working for your admissions. We'll recommend new things. We started this content creation journey. We started a brand strategy. We had different. We started implementing our campaign ideas. 2020 COVID hit. We were probably one of the few colleges to see an increase in admissions. Okay, the year after that, the next 2 years, our goal was admissions. We clocked in the highest ever admissions of the decade. In the year after that, we clocked in the highest ever admissions in the history of the college.
Wow.
Now again, brand is a long-term journey. Right? But the campaign, the strategy, we started working closely with the college in 2019. And then it evolved. And then they started hitting goals. So the goal was not monetization. You create content for a particular goal of any business. And content is one part of it. Strategy has one part of strategy is content. Strategy is what? Simple definition, prioritizing. Everyone has limited money, limited time, limited resources. With that limited time, limited resources, limited budgets, what can I do? So I either do content, I do marketing, I do Facebook, I do influencers. Now what we did with GIM, that is a whole new ball game. I can't give that out over here because that's confidential.
Yes.
But again, the know-how is we pivoted on content, and there's a lot that happened under the iceberg that we worked with closely with the college to take it to where it is now.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Just an idea of how it's never content that monetizes. Unless you are a YouTuber like Mr. Beef and say, I want to make money from the content, you will use content to help the business monetize or make money as one part of it.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that success story. That was beautiful. Now, the last question of today is, most entrepreneurs, business people, what would you like to tell them to do, and why do you think they're procrastinating?
Why they're procrastinating? Because there are two P's that every entrepreneur struggles with, right? Procrastination and perfection. And these are the two P's that hold people back in business. Procrastination is, I think, an inbuilt part of getting in the comfort zone.
Right.
Right? We all want to get in the comfort zone, so we'll do it later. But later never comes. I can only tell you right now, with AI coming in, a 19-year-old can finish your business by using AI and creating content. And you'll have a legacy of 10 years or 25 years of your business. Tomorrow you will sit not creating content and tell me, like a BlackBerry or like a Nokia, that somehow we didn't change, somehow we failed. And if you don't change now with content, if you don't start doing it, if you start procrastinating, and now in the age of AI, when a 19-year-old can create content at a pace of any major production house in the world, you are really going to be left behind. Okay, so your limiting belief that I don't need content, I am at a safe place now, is really going to take you behind. So stop procrastinating, stop aiming for perfection, start doing, work with experts. Okay, work if you.
Why work with experts?
Because they have the formula, and if people have the formula, you pay them money to execute that formula.
The funny thing is, there are content creators and podcasters who have their own home setup. They bought the equipment, they have it. But they still come and shoot with us. Why? Because we know, we've studied lighting, we've studied camera angles, we've studied how to speak in front of the camera, we've studied all these things. And we assist them with everything, right? At home, one of my clients was saying, I recorded something for 45 minutes and then I realized, oh shucks, I forgot to record the audio.
Oh my God.
So what a waste of time, I think people should focus on what they're good at and delegate something that they're not good at to other experts.
Just, I say, imperfect execution. Just start. You'll figure it on the way. There's no right and wrong in business, right? You have to take a decision and make it right. But your decision on not creating content right now could really impact your future business. That's all I would say. Right? So take a decision, make it right. You want to do it yourself, please go ahead and do it. You'll be, it'll be a slow journey. It's not wrong. But you want to accelerate your business. You want to really take, work with experts like you. Work with experts, find someone, okay, and just get it done.
So, Floyd, thank you so much for your time. It's been truly, I've learned so much, and I'm sure all of the viewers, they should take a notebook and a pen and make notes of this. Actually, I'm going to watch this again and take a notebook and a pen and implement the things that you've shared. Really appreciate you for sharing this. It's truly been an episode on how to build influence and create content for your business. And Floyd Tavares, really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. And any few last words for the viewers?
My last words, actually, the most important words. If you've loved what you watched, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button.
Call to action.
Yeah. Just hit the bell button, follow him, because what Ryan is doing and what you're doing now is it's truly a movement to tell stories, right? And everyone over here, this video in the next 5 years, 10 years, we wanted to influence life, right? Even if one person goes and doubles their revenue or grows their business by 10x by watching this video, it's a job well done by you.
Yep.
Right? So subscribe, follow, and follow me on Instagram as well. But Ryan's the man. Okay? Create a studio. That's all I would say, right? So thank you for bringing me on your podcast. We have a lot more to talk about. But for now, stay safe and keep building, keep inspiring. Remember, businesses have only 3 I's, right? So one is you have to inspire as a founder. Then when you inspire, you hire. And if the person doesn't fit your vision, you fire, right? So it's inspire, hire, fire. It's the wheel of entrepreneurship. Thank you for inspiring. I hope this helps you hire a lot of people. And I won't say fire people, but ignite fire into a lot of businesses.
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you for being. It's me, Floyd Tavares. I'm going to sign out your podcast right now.
Thank you so much, Floyd.
Thank you, Ryan, for this opportunity.
Most welcome.